Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to homework R.3, dividing decimals by whole numbers. It's a practice homework, no calculators. It's due tomorrow. So, number one, make sure you have your reference sheet right out next to you. The directions say solve each problem, showing all work. All right, so how many times does 6 go into 8.46? Remember, the very first thing you do, raise the roof. Put your decimal up in your answer. In fact, I'll even put it in red so you can see that it's a big difference here. Raise the roof, all right? So now, how many times does 6 go into 8? Oh, it only goes in there one time without going over. So 8 minus 6 is 2, and then drop down your 4. How many times does 6 go into 24? Put your finger on 6 on your multiplication chart, go across till you get to 24, then go up. You'll notice it is 4, right? So 4 times 6 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. And lastly, drop down your 6. How many times does 6 go into 6? One time, right? And we get 0 left over, so that's how we know we're done. So 1.41 is your answer. Please put it off to the side and circle it. Number 3. How many times does, first things first. Take your decimal, raise the roof, put it right up in your answer. All right. Now, how many times does 2 go into 7? Well, it goes in there 3 times. Because if it went in 4 times, that'd be 8, and that'd be too much. So 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Drop down your 6. Now, again, how many times does 2 go into 16? Put your finger on 2, go across until you get to 16. Go up, that's 8. 8 times 2 is 16, so we have 0. And then lastly, drop down your 2. How many times does 2 go into 2? One time. We got nothing left over, so we know we're done. So why don't you put your answer right here, 0.381, and circle it nice and neat. All right? Remember, whatever I'm writing on my paper, you write on your paper. All right. Skip to number 5. Does 6 go into 3? No, because 3 is smaller than 6. And also, before I start, raise the roof, right? Put your decimal up top. So does 6 go into 3? No. Does 6 go into 36? Yes, it goes in there 6 times. So notice, if it doesn't go into this number, you skip to the next number and treat it as the same, right? So this is now not 3 and 6, this is 36. So does 6 go into 36? It goes in there 6 times. Why? Because 6 times 6 is 36. All right, so that is 0 left over. Drop down your 6. And does 6 go into 6? Yes, it goes in there one time. We got nothing left over, so we know our answer is 0.61. All right, scoot on down to the next section. Here, you're going to actually have to create the problem. So you got 12.4 divided by 4. So you're going to take your divisor, 4, and that's going to go on the outside. So 4 into 12.4. And as soon as you write that, raise the roof. Put your decimal up in your answer. Okay, now does 4 go into 1? No. Does 4 go into 12? Yes, it does. It goes in there 3 times. Put your finger on the 4, go across until you get to 12. You go up, you'll find it's 3. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. And drop down your 4. And 4 goes into 4 one time, right? So we got nothing left over. I know I'm done. So my answer is 3.1. Okay, number 9. Again, take your divisor. It goes on the outside. So 2 into 23.8. And as soon as you write down that decimal, raise the roof. It matters that everything gets lined up, right? So does 2 go into 2? Yes, it goes in there one time. 0. Drop down your 3. Does 2 go into 3? Yes, it only goes in the one time, right? 2 times would be 4, and that would be too much. So then 3 minus 2 is 1. And lastly, drop down your 8. And does 2 go into 18? Yep, put your finger on 2, go across until you get to 18, go up, you'll see it's 9. So 9 times 2, that's 18. And you get 0, and then your answer, 11.9. I had already circled it for you. All right, let's go to the back side. So error analysis. I'm going to kind of walk you through this problem to show you exactly what you need to do. So it says read the word problem, look at the student's works and solution, identify the error, describe it, solve the problem correctly, then share the strategy. When it says share the strategy, I want you to say share your answer, right, in a complete sentence. Explain your answer, basically. All right, so it says find the average height of the buildings shown in the table. So in order to do this problem, you need to know what average is. And average is adding everything up and dividing by how many you have. Well, let's look at the student's work here. He added everything up, but then he didn't divide by everything he had. So he just added everything up and said, oh, that's the average height of the buildings. No, if I add these up and divide by how much I have, I should have a number that's much smaller than 7.46, because no building is higher than 1.67. So it's like if you scored points in a game. Like if this was 2 points, 3 points, 2 points, 3 points, 2 points, your average isn't all of a sudden going to be like, oh, 11 points per game. No, you're going to be in the 2 to 3 range, right? So let's do the identify the error. So the student did not find the average, period. He needs to divide his total basically by how many buildings there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points, right? So by 5. Okay. So if we show the correct work, I trust this total right here, 7.46. It seems like it adds up correctly. So now the correct work means, okay, now take this, add it to here, but now divide. And that's what we've been working on today, right? So we're going to take our divisor. We said how many buildings are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And divide it into our total, 7.46. Don't forget to raise the roof. And how many times does 5 go into 7? 1 time. That's 5. We got 2 left over. Drop down your 4. How many times does 5 go into 24? That is 4 times. That's 20. 4 left over. Drop down your 6. How many times does 5 go into 46? That is 9 times. That's 45. Wait a second, we got 1 left over. Oops, sorry guys. We've got 1 left over, so that means our problem is not done. That means we need to add another 0 and drop it on down. And now, how many times does 5 go into 10? That's 2 times. So my answer here, because I had to add that other 0, is 1.492. So my answer is the average, I'll just say AVG for average, height of the buildings is 1.492. What are our units? Go back up to the table. Thousands of feet. 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet. Right? Cool, and I'm done. All right, so this problem is not an error. It's just a word problem. And you're going to write down what you know, what you need to find out, solve it, and then explain your answer. So basically this is called a best buy problem, and you're going to want to find a unit rate. So we did this in our notes, and basically you're just going to say, okay, what's the unit rate of the 3-pack, of the 12-pack, and of the 24-pack, right? And what you know is all the information right here in the problem, so this stuff should be put over here. And then what you want to find out is what is the best buy, so that needs to get written in there. But for the 3-pack, I'll just set it up for you. That's 3 pencils for $1.09, so 1.09. Notice how I raised my roof right off the bat. And then you're just going to do that division. For the 12-pack, that's just 12 into 4. Raise the roof, 39, and then for the 24-pack, again, 24 into 8.79. So you're going to do all these problems, and then you're just going to pick the cheapest one, right? So let's do one together. Does 3 go into 1? No. Does 3 go into 10? Yes, 3 times. So that's 9, with 1 left over. Drop down your 9. Does 3 go into 19? Yes, 6 times, because that's 18, right? Can't go over it. So I got 1 left over. What does that mean? Up, I add a 0. Bring it on down. Does 3 go into 10? Yes, 3 times. I still have 1 left over, but so I can stop at, we'll call it thousands place. So once you get to the 3rd decimal, you can stop there, so you can start to compare. All right, so you guys find out the 12-pack, the 24-pack. Then you should get your answer. Make sure you explain it. Make sure you do 14 and 15 as well. All right. If you have any questions, give me a call.